Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday, the 22nd of September. So today, looking at the news events, we really only have two. We've got two central bank speakers. We've got Governor Bailey speaking at 8:30 this morning, due to speak at a webinar hosted by the British Chamber of Commerce. It's probably unlikely he's going to say anything that's not already been said, but there is that risk sitting there at 8:30. And then at 3:30, we've got the Fed Chair Powell testifying. His actual source was released 18 hours earlier than scheduled, so there we are. So that must be already out. So okay, generally he's reading a written statement, a pre-prepared statement, reading that first, and then getting on and answering Q&A. So it's the Q&A that might do something there, but I think we're pretty open. They've been pretty open with their intention. Right, let's have a look at the technicals then. Euro first, and well, yesterday we managed to break that daily 50 there, only momentarily, but today we're below it again, and the outlook doesn't look fantastic from this daily picture. And look at some of the analysis I do in terms of sentiment from the bigger traders. Also, they're sort of edging a little way away from the euro. Still massively got huge long positions in there, but a slight reduction kicking through. So that's where we're sitting there now. Looking down the time frames, we have what appears to be a bit of 4-hour divergence. I don't think it pitched quite as low as previous there, but there is quite some potential for a continuation this morning. It's early hours, this pre-8 o'clock noise. Well, we can see it's lighter volume. We can often see things happening in this time frame, which it makes you scratch your head afterwards. But two things really I'm looking at here. Firstly, I'm looking at how to get into a short position. Now we've got the pivot up here, which could cause a draw. So that we may see price running up to that. A break of these highs here may be this sort of, and that 21 it's not far from a target or anything like this. So personally, I'm going to sit and watch for a little while, but my preference really at the moment seems to be is towards the short side here. But just got to be patient. If it doesn't set up on anything, well, I'll leave it alone. But it is one of those patient moves. We were lucky enough to get into a bit of a short on cable yesterday, although when you looked at how far it went, goodness, we left a bit behind, but that's how it goes sometimes. Talking of which then, cable, a little daily pivot swing sort of in there on the daily time frame. As I said, it's selling off a little bit again this morning. Again, shape wise, well, let's just bring the RSI on. It's a little bit more aggressive. So just looking, could well be a bit of divergence if it does actually come back to the lows there. Also got quite a lot of support sitting around that 500, 200 and 100 all bunched together, so wouldn't be surprised with that, with the prior highs. That doesn't give some support, so that 2720-ish, 45 to 20, there's quite a range there actually. May see more support. Again, we've got a bit of divergence as we come down to the 4-hourly time frame. There's a bit of divergence sitting there. Well, it appears like divergence, but the more recent low hasn't got as low as the prior low. So yeah, it's nearly there. Same sort of picture as the euro here, just really waiting to see what happens first thing this morning. Any break above these highs could see the pound coming back after its daily pivot. It's really looking at, for me, again, post 8:30 would be to look at probably 9 o'clock when we finish with Governor Bailey speaking. I would be looking maybe on the short side there again. There's a lot of risks sitting in these currencies, and one of the currencies that's seen quite a benefit from it was the yen. It's pretty much come within a smidgen of its one-to-one move here. There was a whispers there may have been some sort of intervention yesterday as we saw the rally there pushing up through the afternoon session. It just rallied for no obvious reason. There was quite a rally. As I say, whispers of intervention. We really don't know what happened there, but obviously we're starting to see a bit of a line in the sand in that case, because we're seeing sort of movements and buying coming in at around about those levels. Just got to be wary, and that's where the target would be if I was shorting it. Which, if it breaks through here, is it down through the 60-50 still facing south, etc., it may give me an opportunity to sell back towards that 104.15, 104.20ish area. Okay, that's the yen. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar, well, continue. It had bearish pivot swing formed, and into yesterday, and today we're seeing that daily 50 just taken out there at the moment. It's just, that's the first test, that daily 50. Maybe we'll see a little hold from here, but again, same sort of divergency, sort of. Well, this is a proper divergence pattern. The price has gone lower on the time across the time frames here, but to me, it just shows. Oops, big pardon. Ooh, there we go. It just suggests more weakness. Now again, reversals. Well, if there's a trend line, right, it can be drawn across the tops of these low highs here. If it starts breaking there, potentially it could come back up, but as I said, at the moment I'm really in short mode. Canadian dollar pushed up strongly yesterday, may have some more in the tank yet, and it's been really accelerating out of this very tight range here. It's so tight that you expect something to happen, and sure enough, eventually it's happened. It's tried it last week and then just pulled back, but now we're in full blown sort of this morning. It's this week it's started, I should say, pushing through. Again, consolidation where it's sitting on the 60s here and pushed out. Now this may just be pinching out to catch the stops that will be sitting above for them, the shorts that would be looking into this. Just so beware of a quick reversal. If it starts reversing, we could be looking at a break of a short-term trend line there. I'm just trying to trade it back to the daily pivot. Personally though, my preference would be on the long side of this pairing. Okay, so there's the majors there. We were looking at bigger volumes through those. Looking at oil, 22nd is the day that we see the current contracts, the October contracts expire today, so to be delivered in October, but they actually expire today, so watch out for some price action today. We haven't seen anything like what we saw back, when was it now? It seems such a long time ago. It's no good me looking at a 60-minute chart to see it. There we go. Back on the 20th of April. I don't think we'll see anything like that, but we could see a bit of volatility. Depends on whether people really want to take delivery of their contracts that they've got sitting there. But we have on this 4-hourly got a bearish pivot swing. It doesn't look too good at the moment, and it does look like we could see a push back down towards that 38.86, maybe even more back down to those lows. So as I say, looking soft at the moment. That's oil. Gold made a big breakout yesterday, and I was looking at these lows in particular around about 1900, but it managed to break through those. At the moment, why is it breaking through? Well, just the strength of the dollar, and we could see this pushing off now towards next target down. So the downside would be this monthly S1, so we just got to watch for that on the downside. It doesn't say it's all over, but as the dollar increases in strength, well, gold often drops in strength. So looking at the moment as a 4-hourly week, lower high already confirmed through on this 60-minute. We could see a continuation, as I say, to that downside. Okay, that's gold, and let's finally look at the S&Ps here. Look in the equity markets this morning, and most of them are down slightly. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a continuation here. Yesterday was quite a big down day at one stage. Got a bit halfway bounce towards the end of the day, but it's shaping up bearishly at the moment, and well, could see yesterday's lows targeted. So that's where it looks for me at the moment. So there you are. As I say, Bailey speaking at 8:30. Chair Powell 3:30. The Powell's content is already probably known. It's whether we get Q&As from either of these parties. I wish you a great day. Bye for now.